Hello guys, welcome to Hatchfoot Economics, Hatchfoot, and it's your girl Connie, and I want to pump out these videos. April was my own official Black Women Celebration Month and bringing awareness to causes that I think are worthy of your time. And one of the most important things that I think most Black women aren't aware of, we kind of know about it, but we don't really know about it, is child development. I know we hear the word and, we know it's important for your child to get developed and all that good stuff, but just how important is it? After reading this report, after doing my own research, I saw that it's actually the most important part of your child's development. Not an important part, but actually the most important part of your child's development. And why is that important? It's important because most Black women are the heads of their household. If they're not the head, they're still working outside of the home in some capacity. And I've often preached that being a mother, being a wife, all that stuff is super duper important. It's really important for you to look at these things and realize that internal work is just as important as the external work. And it's being neglected. It's being neglected. And we have to go back to a structure. If we want economic success, if we want socioeconomic success, this is what's important. This is what matters. Like I said, I'm never going to do videos and you're going to see Kim Kardashian and Khloe and all that nonsense because you know what? This is what's important. And when I look at other conservative platforms, when I look at platforms that are getting things done, when I look at platforms that cater to higher earning demographics, I definitely see people supporting those platforms, people taking action, and people being influenced by the information they get. So hopefully this could influence you, whether you're a man or a woman, because your child's development is crucial. So I just want to review this with you. This is a great site. It's called Facts for Life. And it has so much amazing things on there. But what I was really blown away was the talk about child development and early learning. So this is something that we don't talk about in the Black community as much. We just don't mention it. We know it's important, but did you know that this is basically the foundation, not just for learning, but for the character, for mental health, for their temperament. So I'm just going to read it really fast for you. Let me see if I can kind of like make it bigger so you guys can read along with me, because that's how important I think it is. So here I go. Child development refers to the changes that occur as a child grows and develops in relation to being physically healthy, mentally alert, emotionally sound, socially competent, and ready to learn. So again, it's not just the actual learning capacity that you're forming, which is also paramount. You're talking about healthy. You're talking about mentally alert, emotionally sound, so having a balanced emotion, and socially competent and ready to learn. The first 5 years, let me highlight that, of a child's life are fundamentally important. So forget everything you ever heard. The first 5 years, your child is a growing sponge. So they're the foundation that shapes the children's future. It shapes the children's health, happiness, growth, development, and learning achievement at school. And not just in school. You can see it says in the family, community, and life in general. So I have a very controversial thing. I'd rather you invest in a private, education if you have to send your child to school, grades 1 through 5, because that is the concrete. If you have a messed up grade 1 through 5, it really doesn't matter where you go to school because you already set the tone for lower end of learning. And it's not just learning, you're talking about social behaviors and also your morals. What if you have a specific way you want to raise your child or specific beliefs? You're exposing your child to people's beliefs and their way of life, and you have no idea what's going on. You have no idea. It is so crucial. You have absolutely no idea how they're being impacted and honestly what they're being impacted by, but they are. When you drop your child off at daycare, if that person is, I don't know, if they're a Buddhist or they're a Hindu, they will be affected by that person's faith because that person acts and walks and talks in their faith. Is it a good or bad thing? Who knows? But I think you should have control over what happens with your child's development. It's not to say everybody else is bad and only you are good. No, it's that you really don't take on into consideration how much everybody else input into your child in these early developmental years really affects. So the first 5 years of a child is fundamentally important. I read that before. They are the foundation that shapes children's future, health, happiness, and growth, developmental and learning, achievement at school, in the family and community, and life in general. Super important. Recent research confirms that the first 5 years are particularly important for the development of the child's brain. And the first 3 years are the most critical in shaping the child's brain architecture. So again, Black women, this is your job. Staying at home with your child is not fluff. You just heard me say the first 3 years are the most critical in shaping the child's brain architecture. So it's not something that, oh, I'm staying home. Nope, nope, nope. My mom, when she was raising us, she was a stay-at-home mom for the first 5 years of our life. And she stayed home with us until we got to kindergarten. And I remember, going to Botanic Garden, going to Bronx Zoo, going to Prospect Park Zoo, going to Prospect Park Gardens. I remember going to Coney Island, the beach, the Natural History Museum, the MoMA, whatever you want to say, the InfoQuest Center, the Hayden Planetarium, and she was always looking for events. And I used to be like, what's going on? My mom was aggressive in forming the foundation for early thought, thinking, reading, comprehension. But not just that, being able to talk to one another, being able to connect to one another, developing advanced communication skills, persuasion skills, and also emotional skills, which you see now in society. Some people just don't got emotional intelligence. If you're into any type of corporate, you're going to hear that word emotional intelligence over and over. So it's not just that. It's not just learning. It's actually being able to relate to humans and being able to have those superior communication skills. And I do believe on a personal note, if you have a certain morale that you're raising yourself to be or a certain faith, you do want your child to adhere to that. You want your child to have a moral structure. But if you're just leaving your child at the daycare, God bless your heart, you have no idea what type of music is being played, what type of sentences are being played, what kind of body language, because they literally are a human sponge. So I think if I was to have a choice between college and really, really high-end quality education from grades 1 through 5, I would actually pick grades 1 through 5 because you can unlearn things when you're an adult. You can rewire, revamp, but you can't really unlearn the actual formation and the architecture of the brain. If you do, good luck with that one. So let me just continue. All right, early experiences provide the base for the brain's organizational development and function throughout life. So, moms, this is your job. Raising your child doesn't mean just providing a check. Raising your child means actually raising your child. It means making sure your child has those experiences that provide the base for the brain's organizational development and functioning throughout life. They have a direct impact on how children develop learning skills as well as social and emotional abilities. Children learn more quickly during their early years than any other time in life. They need love and nurturing to develop a sense of trust and security that turns into confidence as they grow. So I want to pause there. You see a lot of children with issues and troubles, and a lot of times we don't want to be honest. We have conflict in our life. We have challenges in our life. Nobody's life is perfect. God bless us all. Nobody's life is perfect. But if you have consistent challenges or consistent negative experiences in conjunction with a subpar education, this can really have a detrimental and permanent impact on your child. Even more so when you're doing child planning, When you're doing child planning, think about how can you spend the bulk of your time as a mom, as a father, co-parenting as a parental unit, not just providing financial means. Not once did you see here about buying Tim's or Jordan or buying any shit at all. This is about stuff that is from the inside. All right, so children learn more quickly during their early years than at any other time in life. They need love and nurturing to develop a sense of trust and security that turns into confidence as they grow. All right, babies and young children learn and develop rapidly when they receive love and attention, encouragement and mental stimulation, as well as nutritious meals and good health care. Understanding the stage of the child development helps parents know what to expect and how to best support the child as she or he grows and develops. In many settings, early childhood programs support parents and their children from infancy through age 8, which also includes the important transition from home to school. All children have the right to be raised in the family and have access to quality health care, good nutrition, education, play, and protection from harm, abuse, and discrimination. Children have the right to grow up in an environment in which they are enabled to reach their full potential in life. It is the duty of parents, other caregivers, and family members, communities, civil society, and governments to ensure that these rights are protected, respected, and fulfilled. All right, so guys, this is what's really important. And I know that I don't have children. I will one day soon. Hopefully, I'm getting married very soon and having a baby. I'm going to show you guys a baby. But I just want you guys to know how important this is. This is what YouTube was made for. And if you have a child or planning to have a child or you have a young child, it's not too late to really, circle back and truly focus because, like I said, we all know that the younger years are important, but I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. It's not until I read this article, and that's why I felt so passionate to share it with you, that I didn't know how instrumental, how fundamental. I didn't know that ages 0 to 3, okay? Ages 0 to 3, 0 to 3, 0 to 3 are the most important building blocks of a child's life, period. And then it goes from 0 to 3 to 5 years old. So ages 0 to 5 are the most crucial. It's not just about learning, it's social behavior, it's mental health, it's confidence, it's trust, it's reasoning skills, it's persuasion skills, it's emotional intelligence. It's all these things that really can't be rewired once it's started. So when you're a stay-at-home mom, you are working. You're working on your child's development. You're working on your child's advancements. You're making sure your child's getting those skills and networking. It's all about being that parent. So that's why I'm saying we need to go back to a traditional structure if we want to be successful economically, because we see economics really depends upon having a strong family unit. And you can have a strong family unit on poor child development. It starts a vicious cycle from then. So you really want to make sure that you understand and you're able to articulate this to others. So like always, look in the description box. This link will be there and it's going to show you other things too. It has really a lot of great stuff for children and talks about diseases, child protection, injury protection. But I want to leave you with these key messages. It says what every family and community has a right to know. Okay? The early years, especially the first 3 years of life, are very important for building the baby's brain. Everything she or he sees, touches, tastes, or smells or hears help to shape the brain for thinking, feeling, moving, and learning. So for those of you who do crazy shit around your babies, I'm not trying to throw shade. For those of you who think that rap music, that reggae music, or any type of violent movie doesn't have an effect because you're just a baby, wrong, wrong, okay? These are the building blocks for your baby's brain. So what do you expose your baby's brain to? If you have a baby, be aggressive with exposing it to positive things, positive messages, positive news, and even educational material because it's still learning. This is how you can create an advanced child, okay? Babies learn rapidly from the moment of birth, okay? So your baby is learning from from the moment of birth. They grow and learn best when responsive and caring parents and other caregivers give them affection, attention, and stimulation, in addition to good nutrition, proper health care, and protection. So that's really important to know that you need to interact directly with your child. Don't leave your baby or your child with a toy for a long period of time. I know it's tiring, but that's why a mom, in my opinion, is the most important position you will ever fill. Being a mother is the most important job in the entire world. But because we have an extreme, feminist here that thinks, it's demoralizing for you to even embrace staying home with your kids and being a mother, that wasn't the whole thing. The thing was we wanted to be respected as women. We wanted to have our values as women respected. We wanted to have the work we did as women in the home respected. It wasn't about we wanted to change and become men. That's where things got kind of fuzzy. That's where we threw out the baby with the bathwater. What women really wanted was to be respected in their own feminine right, equally, equal respect, not being the same. Because now you have babies not being raised properly, babies not learning, and all of this can be attributed to what's going on from the very beginning of birth when that baby comes out in the world. Really important, okay? Encouraging children to play and explore helps them learn and develop socially, emotionally, physically, and intellectually. This helps children get ready for school. So you're going to have a lot of people saying, oh, Connie, I knew that, Connie. Please, please. A lot of people think this is just about learning. It's not just about learning. It's emotional skill. It's physical and your ability to be assertive. It's not just learning. Children learn how to behave socially and emotionally by imitating the behavior of those closest to them. So even if you're working hard and you're doing the best you can, if your child is going to a school or a daycare or a pre-K or a kindergarten where disproportionately a lot of the children have learning disabilities or learning opportunities or behavioral issues that have not been yet identified because they're going to a public school, that can have a direct effect on your child's mentality, learning ability, confidence, and whole entire developmental structure. That's why it's terrifying, the idea for me to send my child to a public school when I don't know what's going on. You have children that's all over the place in terms of learning ability, emotions, personality, experiences at home. So it's really important for you to accept the fact that children learn how to behave socially and emotionally by imitating the behavior of those closest to them. That's why it does matter how the school is performing. That's why it does matter what the other students in the class are doing. It's a community and they're learning from one another and learning really fast. So the next one is entering primary school on time is critical to ensure the continuity of a child's development. Supports from parents, other caregivers, teachers, and community is very important. So if you're a single parent and you don't have the support from both families and your teachers and community is garbage, you're setting up your child for failure. Try to see what you can do. There's weekend programs. Let's just say your child's not going to the best school. You can go online. There's always some type of free charity or free extra teaching classes where you can take your child to the Bronx Zoo when they have seminars, take a child to the Natural History Museum where they have special science editions. You really got to compensate for the lack. But if you can't control it, that's what you can do. You can take charge and try to really use the spare time you have to connect to your child on all those levels. The other one is all children grow and develop in similar patterns, but each child develops at his or own pace. Every child has his or own interests, temperament, style of social interaction, and approach to learning. So it's really important for you guys to know that your child has a personality from they are young and encourage that personality as much as you can respectfully. So it doesn't mean suppressing and making all your children act uniform. That actually stops development. There's actually a good way to do it and there's a bad way to do it. So you want to make sure you're doing as much as you can. So yeah, it's it's so incredible about the child development and learning. 'Cause a child's brain develops rapidly during the first 5 years of life. especially the first three. And it's a time of rapid cognitive, social, emotional, and motor development. For example, a child learns many words starting about 15 to 18 months. Rapid language learning continues into preschool years. Rapid language learning. So the child brain grows as fast as he sees, feels, tastes, smells, and hears. Each time the child uses one of these senses, a neural connection is made in the child's brain. New experiences repeated many times help make new connections, which shape the way the child thinks, feels, behaves, and learns now in the future. What I've been seeing is a lot of Black people who are introverted. And I truly believe this is a lack of connectivity. This is the lack of social interaction. This is a lack of healthy interaction because it says right here, the more you get that type of interconnected things, the more you're going to learn. I'm not talking about a regular introvert. I'm talking about people that have really big social issues, social awkwardness. I'm not talking about the nerdy people that like to sit at home. I'm talking about the people that just can't have external conversation. They literally have some type of almost like a mental handicap where they just can't talk to people at all. These people don't perform well on interviews. These people can't explain ideas, inventions, or prototypes. These people are just completely socially awkward, and it really impacts everything they do in their life, from the personal and professional. And I truly believe you see a disproportionate abundance in the Black community because of a lack of this type of paramount upbringing for your child's development. A close relationship between the child and caregiver is the best way to nourish a growing brain. When a caregiver plays, sings, speaks, reads a story to the child, and nurtures him with healthy food, the child brain grows. Being healthy, interacting with caregivers, and living in a safe and clean environment can make a big difference in a child growth, development, and future potential. This is my favorite part. Babies need lots of care and affection in the early years. Holding, cuddling, and talking to the child stimulate brain growth and promote emotional development. Being kept close to the mother and breastfed on demand provide the infant with a sense of emotional security. The baby suckles for nutrition and comfort. For young children, crying is a way of communicating. Responding to the child's cry by holding or taking or talking soothingly will tell him or her, and it will help establish a sense of trust and security. This kind of early bonding and attachment to the mother, father, or other close caregiver helps a child's develop a broad range of abilities to use and build upon throughout life. These include the ability to learn, be confident, be self-confident, and have high self-esteem, have positive social skills, have successful relationships at later ages, develop a sense of empathy. So a child brain develops, so do their emotions, which are real and powerful. Children maybe feel frustrated if they're unable to do something or have something they want. They're often frightened of strangers, new situations, or the dark. Children whose reactions are laughed at, punished, or ignored may grow up shy and be unable to express emotions normally. If caregivers are patient and sympathetic when a child expresses strong emotions, this child is likely to grow up happy, secure, and well balanced. Boys and girls have the same physical, mental, emotional, and social needs. Both have the same capacity for learning. Both have the same need for affection, attention, and approval. Young children can experience excessive stress if they are physically or emotionally punished or exposed to violence or neglected or abused, or live in families with mental illness such as depression or substance abuse. These stresses interfere with the development in brain and can lead to cognitive, social, and emotional delays and behavior problems in childhood and later in life. Children who are physically or mentally punished in anger are more likely to become violent themselves. More positive and effective ways to address children's behavior can include providing a child with clear explanations about what to do and what not to do, responding consistently to certain behaviors, praising good behavior. These responses by parents and other caregivers encourage children so they become well adjusted and productive members of the family and community. All right, so I'm not going to read forever to you guys because there's so much going on. I'm going to put this link in the description box so you can share it. And this is one of the reasons why I think our society is kind of messed up because this is important information. And I truly believe if every caring parent, every caring father and mom actually knew the intricacies of how important and paramount it is for your child to get this development of the brain and how crucial it is to the rest of their life, I'm pretty sure we've all had an idea of how important, child development is. But I don't think all of us knew the intricacies that a baby starts learning at rapid learning from 15 to 16 months. And that it's not just the actual learning. You're talking about forming the personality and actually forming the connectivity of the neurons in the brain so they can have a fast cognitive reasoning comprehension learning capacity. This is stuff that we need to know. And I truly believe in my heart, if people knew about this, maybe just maybe they would reconsider having children when they know they can't necessarily raise it. All right, guys. Thank you for listening. Please check the description box. The site is called www.factsforlifeglobal.org. It's a great page. I love it. It's all fact-based. And truly, it has so much on it. It's not just about child development and early learning. They have stuff about births, safe motherhood, newborn health, breastfeeding, nutrition and growth, immunization, hygiene, all that good stuff, okay? So thank you guys for listening. I hope you find it beneficial. If you know a new couple who's having a baby, please pass this on to them. Tell that mom this baby is your job, and it's the job of the father to support that job and work together as a team. But definitely have that bonding with the mom. It's crucial to your mental stability. All right, guys? Thank you for listening. Bye-bye.